that's a stance and a mood and a disposition that's as culturally authentic among black people as anything else, if there were such a thing as cultural authenticity, which I don't believe. Finally, the premise that our politics is at the national level somehow has been characterized by partisan division just flies in the face of everything that we've seen over the last 25 years. I mean, what have progressives been complaining about, right? That we have basically two wings of a single party, right? It was the Clinton administration and Democrats who've led to who've polished off the destruction of the federal government's 60-year commitment to direct provision of income support for the poor, to direct provision of low-income housing, that led to repeal of the Glass-Steagall Act, that opened up the dot-com boom, and so on. That's been as committed to a regime of public abdication in service provision as the Republicans have. And if anything, I mean, the contention that the candidate can bring us all together despite our partisan differences is the same thing that the Democrats have been claiming consistently since at least Dukakis, to be post-partisan, to be post-political, and frankly, I think it appeals. It's an appeal that gets the greatest traction among people who want to take politics out of politics ultimately. And I should say, Juan, too. I mean, that I realize that my response was not directly responsive to the question that you put, and that's primarily because I don't think that Obama's, that the questions about his character and his biography are all that meaningful. I mean, as I said in the same column, I don't think anybody who aspires to an office like that is going to be somebody you want to have for your brother-in-law or for your sister-in-law. I mean, I think that ultimately those character questions are misplaced. I mentioned this other perspective in my column, partly just to deflate the sense that this guy could walk on water and was a whole new kettle of fish. He's not. He's another Democratic politician, as capable of good as the rest of them, and as capable of bad as the rest of them.
Sure, and I must
Melissa
say,
Harris-Lacewell.
I do agree with Adolph that there is no question Barack Obama does not walk on water. It's not even clear to me that that would be the standard by which we would choose a president. I do think that there's a very easy place to stand as a progressive intellectual, and that is on the sidelines of American politics, shaking an angry fist at how the process works. And I understand and respect that. I mean, no one is a more beautiful, critical writer than Adolph Reed. I appreciate the ways in which he pushes us and hopefully drags us towards the left in this country. On the other hand, here are our options. John McCain, a conservative Republican who has moved to the right in order to win his party's nomination. Hillary Rodham Clinton, who is part of this Clinton administration, which Adolph Reed has just told us was part of this kind of entire process of moving the Democratic Party towards the right, and who has ruthlessly deployed race and gender in this campaign towards her own benefit. And then there's Barack Obama. Does he walk on water? Certainly not. But are those of us who have decided to be part of the process, to engage in the questions of American electoral politics, simply hoodwinked and bamboozled and drinking the Kool-Aid? Absolutely not. We're making a choice about what we believe is possible in our country. And my only point is that, of course, it is an authentic African-American experience to stand without hope on the sidelines, angry about the choices. But it is also an authentic African-American experience and an authentic American one to make a choice to be part of the process, to choose a candidate for good or for evil, and to support a campaign, believing that it is the best option that we have within a difficult American process.
Adolph Reed, last word, about a minute.
Yeah, well, look, in the first place, I mean, I find that characterization unacceptable, right? The only two options aren't, nothing or accept, the two sorry choices that one has at one's disposal. I mean, I think it's possible to put the electoral domain in its proper place and to do what everyone has to do in that context, however frequently one has to do it, without losing sight of the fact that what we need to be trying to do at the same time is building beyond the election cycle.
Absolutely.
For the kind of movement that we need in this country.
I would agree with that. I would join with you in that. Absolutely.
And frankly, I mean, I think that the game is over at this point. I don't think that either one of these candidates actually is going to be able to beat McCain. I think they're both vulnerable in precisely the same ways, and that if Clinton gets a nomination, she's going to be undone by McCain in the same way that Obama will be. I think that the question really is which one we'll be worse off with as a failed Democratic nominee, and I think partly because of the sort of racial narratives that are likely to attach within right-wing circles in the Democratic Party of an Obama defeat, as well as the subsequent role that he'd be likely to play in public life, that from the standpoint of progressive interests, we will ultimately be worse off with Obama as a defeated candidate than with Clinton as a defeated.
Come on, Adolph, you need a little hope. Come on.
On that note, we're going to leave the debate. I want to thank Adolph Reed, Jr., Professor of Political Science at the University of Pennsylvania.